We walk. It's almost blood red, isn't it? It's almost blood red, guys. Yeah? Very strange. We'll end up round there. Come on, kid. Been noticing a couple of tiffs going online between darn G, you know. I don't really know what to say about the guy, you know. I mean, I don't like bad-mouthing people, you know what I mean, and all that, and you know, I'm not one of them keyboard warriors, you know what I mean. And there's no getting away from it. The guy's a dangerous man, you know. So you're going to go up against somebody like that. You need to be ready and prepared. You know, so he's having a rut with a guy, another Scouser guy. I don't know what his name is. I'm trying to think. It'll come to me, no doubt. Walker. Is it? No, not Walker. Is it Walker? Sam Walker? Like, come on, you. What are you wanting to do in there, like? You going to go fishing? You're lucky to get any fish in there. Aye, so the two of them are having a wee spot right now. I've seen a video of Sam Walker calling them out, you know. Don't know what to think about the two of them, to be honest with you. Don't really know enough about them to make a comment. Not that I would anyway if I did, but I think the only thing I can say, like, you know, I know Sam's like pro-Palestine, you know, and Darren's anti-Tommy Robinson. So there's no real need for me to ever communicate or mix with these sort of guys, you know, because I just feel it's a bit they're single-sided sort of guys, you know, especially that Darren G guy, you know what I mean. He went on there and bad-mouthed Tommy and talked a load of rubbish and basically grassing the guy up, you know what I mean. You know, I would never go online and talk about anybody's drug habit or if they've taken drugs in the past and all that nonsense, you know. That's nobody's business. I only talk about myself, you know. What other people get up to in their own time's up to them. And a lot of people go through different things in life. And I just thought it was a bit cheap and nasty, you know, sitting there getting interviewed by a Muslim, you know, saying everything that you knew the Muslims would want him to say. And I just think that's a wee bit shitty, you know what I mean? I mean, it's clear to everybody, like, Tommy Robinson, he doesn't take anything. He's hard at the gym and everything, you know what I mean? And let's be honest, we've all taken a wee bit of sniff in our day, you know, especially in the working class. You know, I can't take it myself. Doesn't work for me. It works the opposite for me, so I've been forcing it that way. But yeah, everybody I know has a sniff at the weekends and stuff like that. All working class guys, you know what I mean? You know, you go into any pub nowadays and any local pubs and there'll be guys sniffing in the toilet, especially when it gets later, because I think a lot of guys take it because when they get really drunk, it sobers them up, you know. I think that's the whole point of it with a lot of people. To be honest with you, I don't think it's the same. I think people are being conned right now, big time. Yeah. But that's nothing to do with me. That's not. I've never been into drugs, you know. Never been into that kind of lifestyle. And don't get me wrong, I'm surrounded by a lot of my friends are some of the biggest drug dealers around. You know what I mean? Some of them don't even live in Britain. They live in Spain and that. So plenty of opportunities, loads of opportunities. You know what I mean? But it's a moral thing with me, you know. To be honest with you, I couldn't. It's a life destroyer, you know what I mean? And I just couldn't do that. I honestly believe that people go down that road. So nothing but good's going to come of it. You never get any good with the money, that's for sure. But listen, everybody to their own, you know what I mean? But the RNG, ranting and raving about Tommy Robinson, calling him a sniffhead and all that, you know what I mean? Missing everything that he's doing, you know what I mean? All the good he's doing, fixing, you know, because the guy had a sniff back in the day, you know, but that just speaks to the character of him, you know what I mean? That just speaks to the character. And I think anybody has seen the video, any boys who's seen the video will be thinking exactly the same as me. What a ratbag, you know? Because we don't do them sort of things. We don't go online and talk about people like that, you know what I mean? We just don't do it. It's not the thing you want to do. It's pretty shit, like, to be honest with you, but neither here nor there for me, like. He doesn't matter to Tommy and he doesn't matter to me. You know, he's got his wee audience there with the Muslims. And he's keeping them happy and they like what he says, so good luck to them all. Good luck to them all. You know. It's all about how you sleep at night, isn't it? I'm quite sure he sleeps quite well, mind you. But yeah, this is my wee walk. If he ever does see this, like, you know, I'm not into fighting and all that. You know, I'm 55 now. I got younger ones to do my fighting for me if I need. You know what I mean? If I'm honest, you know what I mean? So somebody's going to come and they start something, you know what I mean? Then it's up to them, you know what I mean? I can handle and deal with anything and anyone, you know. If I'm honest, I'm going to protect myself and my family, like, that's for sure. So a lot of guys don't realise. A lot of guys find it very easy to mouth off online and whatnot. And they don't really realise that, you know, this is the same in communities, you know what I mean? I've got a lot of guys that jump about acting a hard man and making people's lives difficult, you know, bullying and shit like that. You see them, you know. But you got to always remember, one day they come across somebody like me and everything goes pear-shaped for them. I'm not having anybody bullying me, and I won't let anybody be bullied over me now. I won't tolerate it. Sorry, like, you know. Obviously, I've got to be careful now with a wee girl coming. Total different life now, like. But yeah, it is what it is. Play with fire, you get burnt. I always believe that, like. Live by the sword, die by the sword, etc. But I do believe that Sam Walker guy, is doing a bit of good in Sierra Leone. You know, I know he's taking the piss out of the cops a bit, which isn't advisable, you know what I mean? It's a bit silly, you know what I mean? But he does his thing, he's happy, it keeps him happy, that's what he does. You know, but very dangerous. Very dangerous game, take the piss out of the police. You know. They're a big firm. They've been at this game a lot longer than any of us. As I used to say, you know, they're the biggest gang in Britain, so they are. The police. A wee bit windy here. Right, we're going this way, kid. Come on. Aye. It's a funny old world, isn't it? Beautiful, but beautiful day. Not getting many of these, are we? Yeah. The last bit of summer. Quite cold this morning now. Very cold this morning. You were like, oof, winter's coming. And then it's like this. You think summer's back. I'll probably be pissing them by the end of the night. So, yeah, it's Scotland, innit? Very strange summer. I think England, you see, when you're up here, you don't really pay attention to anybody else's weather. So I don't really know what it's been like for you. Everybody up here saying the same thing. We haven't had a summer. Rain, wind. And it has to be with all this seed clouding, seeding, whatever it's called, you know what I mean, that they're doing around the world. It has to be. you know, because the weather has changed, you know what I mean? I've seen them videos with sunflowers as well, with the sunflowers turning the other way to the sun. I don't know what I make of that, to be honest with you. There's a wee part of me thinks that there's more to that than meets the eye, you know, but if it was true, then it's something that we need to worry about. The first sunflowers are turning away from the sun since the eclipse. Definitely something people need to talk about, like, but it's just been pretty quiet about it. But it's like everything, everybody's too busy concerned about what they're getting on in life, you know, getting the electric and the gas paid and feeding the family and clothing the family and, you know, trying to get a little perk now and again with a Chinese or a wee Italian or something, you know. That's all people are trying to do right now. People, perfect time for the government to do whatever they want. The world government I'm talking about. Obviously our government's just a puppet for the world government, but it's all a bit clear now. It's all getting a bit clearer now with this thingy, but we will push back, you know. I hear everywhere I go. I'm not kidding you on, like, guys. I mean, like, you know, I do get about and I talk to a lot of people. I've always been one of them people that talk to people, you know. I'm no shy, you know. I like people, I'm interested in people. I love people's stories. You'd be surprised, like, random people you meet and they've got the most amazing stories. And I love that. I love all that. I think it's a jail thing, you know, being in jail for so long, and that's all storytellers in the jail, isn't it? You know, yeah. So everybody I speak to, they're all saying the same thing. They're all really unhappy with the government. They're all really unhappy with immigration. You know, unhappy with all these men coming in and all these men committing crimes and not being able to be deported. You know, everybody's saying the same thing. I have not met anybody, nobody, not a man or a woman, that agrees with the Labour Party, that agrees with immigration. And I'm in a really conservative sort of place, you know. I'm not in a, you can see it's beautiful, you know what I mean. It's a village, it's a wee village, you know. And pretty much between Glasgow and Edinburgh, to be honest with you. And pretty central. I'm not in the sticks, but it's, you know, it's nice enough. And we've got our problems with the drugs like everywhere else, you know. There's certain parts of this area, of the borough, as you would call it, is really bad, you know. Certain villages and certain areas are really, really, really bad. It's almost like they keep putting, like, certain people, homeless people, people with drug issues and stuff like that, or alcoholism, putting them all in the same areas, you know. And if you're trying to get off something, you're putting one of these areas, you've got no chance. You're surrounded by it, you know what I mean. It's never going to work, you know, and this is a problem. This little silly things like that, you know, putting somebody with serious issues with drugs and drink into an area that's full of it. You know, you got to ask yourself, do they really want to help people? Is this the goal, to get everybody looking at the ground and not paying attention, get everybody hooked on, you know, because, like, you got to ask yourself as well, the criminals can't be that clever, you know what I mean? Surely, you know. Sometimes I think the national government that's bringing all the drugs in, to be honest with you. I do, like, you know, if they're not doing it themselves, they know what's going on, you know what I mean? And the last thing they want is drugs to stop, because then people would get better and stronger. And that's the last thing they want. That's what it seems to me, you know. It's like I say, I'm the guy in a forest, you know. This way, girl. Come on. This is God's nature steps, by the way. This is what God made. This is what God gave us, isn't it amazing? You know, so we just go up these steps. And we're up here. Amazing, eh? But yeah, it's reassuring as well, to be honest with you, because you got to understand, you know what I mean. It's very easy to go online and talk to a camera, and, well, maybe not for some people, but, you know, there's nobody there to answer back or debate. I'm saying my thing and that's it. You know, you don't get a say, and you can leave comments and all the rest of it. Fair enough. But, you know, it is easy for me to sit here and stand here and make these videos and not really be aware of what's going on. You know what I mean? You know, you got to be, just because a few of my mates around me are thinking a certain way, but it's not like that. It's everyone. It's everyone. It's unbelievable, like, and it's like people that I never even thought had, like, I'd say to people, you know, how do you feel about undocumented men coming in the country, and straight away they're straight into it. Boom, that's like they know as much as me. And that really surprises me as well, you know. Everybody's talking about it in the pub, you know. Oh, I stopped a wee old woman the other day. Not stopped her, actually. I've been here 20 years, you know, so I know quite a lot of people. And, been in this country since 2002, so I have. And, so since being out of prison, you know what I mean, so about 10 years probably, I don't know, about 10 years on the street and here. So I got to know everybody, and it's a wee old woman in her 80s, and God love her, man. I wish I had recorded it, you know, because honestly, you could have put her on a platform. She could have given a speech. She was that good, but really concerned, really worried. Because God love her, like, and I reassured her that there was people like me out there trying our best to fight for her, you know, because it's not just the children, it's the vulnerable. It's the vulnerable, guys. That's who we're here to help. The people that don't have a voice in our communities, the children, the people addicted, you know, the souls that are lost, you know, the forgotten souls. That's what I keep saying. They're all just forgotten. It's like, even when they go to jail, you know, just get popped out. Like every time I've been to jail, just popped straight out, you know. Like, you know, I tried to commit suicide, the second sentence, you know. But it's like, you do all this time, and, you know, I nearly got killed once by a bus. The day I got out of jail, because your perception of the traffic and everything goes, it's weird, like you can't thingy the speed of traffic because you haven't been around traffic for so long. It's hard to explain, like, but it's dangerous crossing the road. It's like being a child again. And yeah, so everybody knows there's no rehabilitation. They had a wee go in the 90s and it failed miserably. I just had reoffenders, just the same guys going through these courses and then bumped straight back in again. You know, so yeah, there's no chance for these guys at all. No chance. You know, come on, we'll cut through the long grass. Aye, so that's what we're about, you know. That's what I'm about. And I say we, so it's just me, but I am making friends and meeting people and people on the same wavelength, you know. I have got plans, you know. I'm starting to get plans because I sort of jumped into this head first without even really knowing too much about it. Never knew about TikTok. Just dived straight into it. And I haven't really thought much about it, to be honest with you. Sort of it's taken off, you know what I mean? And 70,000 views in one of my videos on YouTube, you know. So, and the love and the comments are amazing. Obviously I got a couple of haters, it's like, I don't know what to do with them. I try my best, you know. I try and say to them, you know, I've got no hate here, man, but some people are just hateful, and it's the same with these people that really hate like colour of people's skin, but they're just hateful people, you know. And people call them racist, but you know, that's not the label for them, because they hate everybody. They hate me, you know. They hate you. They hate fat people. They hate skinny people. You know, they hate gay people. They're just really hateful people, and you know, it only takes one of them to ruin it for everyone. You know, because once one person starts shouting something racist, everybody gets tarred and fired with the same brush. You know, and you know, so easy. That's racist. You know, it's fucking so annoys me. Because I know for a fact it's impossible. It's impossible to hate anybody just because of the colour of skin. You got to understand what racism means. It means you hate somebody because of the colour of their skin. Because right, Muslims aren't a race. Muslim religion, Islam is an ideology. Right? So you can't be a racist if you don't like Islam. You know. And let's face it, a lot of people don't like Islam or Christianity or any religion. Are they racist? You know, it's strange, isn't it? It's like, you know, it doesn't make any sense to me. You know, you don't say nothing about Islam, but you can say whatever you want about Christianity. I mean, I can go on here and do stuff against Christianity. Obviously, if somebody complains about it. But I wouldn't have the police at my door. You know? Well, you know, you're saying like anything about Alan Snack Bar, you're done. You're done out the water, man. And it's nuts. 2-tier all the way, innit? 2-tier everywhere now. You know, it's embarrassing because all these things that Stormer's saying and all that, it's there forever. We've got that, guys, forever. Let's just see how well it ages, eh? Let's just see how well it all ages. Wee bit of a wind tunnel here. Hopefully it's not too bad once we get in. Well, I did say I was going to do a video about what happened, how to end up in Scotland, you know. Need to think about it. It's not going to be one of them ones where I can just turn the camera on and just rattle it out like I normally do. Need to think about this one. Because there's a lot, you know, there's a lot involved in it. Like, not really a lot involved in it, really. There's fucking one thing involved in, you know, obviously. I'll explain it all when I make the video. It'll be coming up in the next couple of days, guys. So, well, I do these long videos, these ones here, for people that are disabled and that, can't get out. And it's just a wee walk and a talk, you know. I'll maybe start doing lives for people, you know, if there's enough people's interested, I'll do a live so I can, like, talk back and communicate with you, and you can ask questions. There's a Christmas bauble, believe it or not. Just randomly on a tree. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I don't know what Bailey sees. Better eyesight than me, like. Hey, Bailey. No chasing any squirrels today. No, leave that. Good girl. Well done. Good girl. She likes sticks. Trying to get her out of it. So I am. Because, somebody had her before. My partner had her, and he was teaching her to fight, you know. Just a piece of shit, to be honest with you. It's nothing more, but, you know, just a scumbag. Teaching her to fight, getting her to like jump on the branches and the trees and all that, get her neck strength up. So she's got this habit with branches and all that. That it's gone now, but she's still, every now and again when we're out in a certain bit and she remembers she's had a wee bit of fun with her branch, she'll go back to that. But she is starting to listen and all that, you know. I say she's got special needs. No, I do. It's that type of dog. Can't do nothing but love her. I haven't got a clue what that is like, but I wonder whether the snail's still alive that ate it. Come on, leave that. Come on, let's go. Yeah, so like I say, this is for people that can't get out of the house, or like, because I've been there, you know, I've been one of them people, believe it or not, after my wife died. And I have to say, like, I've had some times in my life, that was the worst ever. That was hell. I went on a journey that I never thought I'd go on ever in my life. And I had everything in it. I died in it. Came back, obviously. But it was close, you know. My body shut everything down. I couldn't see, I couldn't hear. My heart was going like, but my body shut everything down and put all the energy and keep my heart going. Very, very lucky guy. Neighbours got me. My neighbours and my best mate got me to the hospital in time. I had everything. Dived out my bedroom window thinking I had spirits in the house. I was trying to communicate with my wife through my dogs, through candles, like lighting candles and asking questions to the candle and seeing if it flickered. You know, and this went on for 2 years, you know. Like, I'm not kidding you, and like, this was like, I can't explain it, you know. When I tell people about it, I can't believe what I'm saying, you know. I mean, diving out my window, like a top window. Don't know how, I never broke my legs or anything like that, you know. It wasn't that big a drop, but it was a big enough drop. And like, I mean, like I dived out, it wasn't only on hanging off and all that, it was like, I went clean out the window. And went and got my neighbour. And my neighbour had to go into the house while I was behind him. It was absolutely ridiculous, you know what I mean? Embarrassingly ridiculous. But my mental health had gone at the stage. And again, there was nobody to help me. Nobody came near me, you know, apart from my friends. And they're not kept. They're just making sure I'm eating. You know, like my best mate that was in the video today, that was up in court. He was there every single day with a hot meal. Every single day for 2 years. I mean, making sure, coming around, making sure I was round to his. You know, so I was coming from my house. All I was doing was sitting in the house, missing my wife. Like, my heart was broken, you know what I mean? Because like, I can't explain it to you, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of them things, you know what I mean? You meet somebody and you fall in love, and she's your world, and you do everything for her, and then at a bad of an eye, she's gone, you know what I mean? It was difficult, very difficult, because of everything I've been through. It was just more trauma on top of trauma. Trauma was obviously carrying, and she changed my life, you know, because I met her in prison. I was like I say, I was in Scotland, and I got 18 years, and I was like arrested in Belfast and brought to Scotland. You know, I had I'll go through it a bit more. Like, but I had this Liverpool police, Scottish police, and Belfast police come through my door 6 o'clock in the morning with machine guns, and they flew me straight to Scotland and straight under remand. And I've been here ever since. Obviously, I go back and forth, you know, but this is where I stay because of my wife, you know what I mean? So I was looking for a pen pal, and one of the boys in the cell a couple of doors down had a photograph on his wall of this girl with his wife. I'm like, well, who's that? And he's like, oh, it's Sammy. I'm like, oh, she's nice. You think she'll write to me? He was like, aye. So we started writing. Honestly, like, I've never experienced it like in my life. I fell in love head over heels. It was amazing. And it was strange because we got married within 3 months. We were married. Hey, come on, girl. I don't know what that is. She sees. Yeah, within 3 months we were married, you know, and the chaplain in the church in the jail was like, no, I think it's too soon. And we were like, if you don't marry us, we'll get someone else to marry us, you know what I mean? And 17 years we were together. 17 years. Oh, you know, and she was the one that broke the cycle, to be honest with you, the prison cycle. She was the one. She took me away from everything. She took me away from Belfast. She gave me a family, as in a stepdaughter and stepson, but obviously it broke down. Their dad was still there, and he was the total opposite to me as far as religion and politics are. So there was a lot of manipulation and stuff done, you know what I mean? And it is what it is, you know. I'm always here for them, you know what I mean? But come on, get out of that. What are you rolling in? Come on, move. Come on, you wee tramp. So it's sad, but anyway. So yeah, that was a hard time. You know, it was just before COVID, and come on, kiddo, we'll go this way. Just before COVID, the lockdowns and everything. So I did get the barrier and everything, proper funeral and all that. It was at least a bit of silver lining. But yeah, I went away to pick up a part for a Volvo lorry in a Volvo place down in England. Just Newcastle or Carlisle. I think it was Carlisle. And she phoned me on the way back and told me she was struggling to breathe. Well, we already knew she was problems with her breathing. We've been to the doctors, and the doctors had given her an inhaler for asthma. But it had run out, and last phone call she made was obviously, she phoned me and I said, phone the ambulance straight away. So she's phoned the ambulance, but she's died. She's died on the phone. I got back and they were still working on her in the ambulance, and you know, all my mates and everything was there, and it's quite horrible, like, and it's difficult to talk about. I'm really struggling, like, to be honest with you, but you know, 4 years now, and got a man up about it. And I've met an absolutely amazing girl who's going to bring my baby into the world. I can't fault the girl. She's absolutely amazing, so amazing. And I never thought for a minute. I was like, for 2-3 years, 2.5 years, I was like sat there thinking, never will meet anybody. 3 years, you know what I mean? After 3 years, I started getting myself together, you know, be honest with you. I managed the inner strength, survival, you know. It took a few years, 2 years of really bad time, and then a year of sort of getting my head together, understanding what's happened and why it's happened and how to deal with it in my head. Because remember, I'm getting no help from nobody, absolutely no help from nobody. You know, I stopped paying my rent, so I did, and I got into £16,000 worth of debt with the council, and still they never came near me. All they did was, after I got through the 3 year of grieving, they took me to court to try and take the house off me. So that was another battle, and I think that's probably what gave me the strength, you know, because I'm that kind of person. I need to be under attack They find strength, and I was under attack. The council where I live, I compare them to the Germans. I don't want to say the word, but yeah, that's what I compare them to. All they do is run around bullying people, especially the most vulnerable, threatening to find them for this and find them for that. I've had nothing but trouble from them. But I got diagnosed with complex PTSD, personality disorder, and I'm getting tested for ADHD, and that sort of saved me from getting evicted. I was going through a court trial and I had lawyers and everything. I dropped the ball, I dropped the ball. I've never dealt with all that. To be honest with you, I've never dealt with electricity and gas and all that. I know it sounds crazy, but, I'm in Belfast, everything was done for me. Like by my mates and that, and then the rest was all prison. So, as you know, you don't pay no bills in prison. You know what I mean? It's easy street, isn't it? So coming out, after Sammy obviously done everything and kept on top of everything, and so when she went, I didn't even think about bills, you know what I mean? Didn't even think about bills. Nobody came out to read the electric or nothing. Nobody came near me. 3 years, nobody came near me. They let me get into all sorts of debt, and I'm still in all sorts of debt, you know what I mean? But that's life, I don't have a penny. But they can't take nothing off me. They can't get blood out of a stone, And that's the way it's going to be. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm going to leave any debt to my kids or my kid. It doesn't work like that anymore. So, the government created me. This is the thing. They created who I am, And they've spent millions and millions and millions to keep me in jail. And, so, because 50 years old, and they've still let me down. And I know some of you might say you need to look after yourself in this life, and that's all fair and well, I get that. Some people don't have the strength, you know what I mean? Some people don't have I don't even know what it's called, you know what I mean? I don't even open letters, you know what I mean? One of them kind of people, no too bad now, but I was bad, I was bad. And like I say, I'm getting help now with psychologists to sort of work it all out. Be honest with you, I worked it all out myself. I could put it in prison. I've done a sociology degree, more to find out what was going on in my own head. Because, like I say, I've got a bit of intelligence, or it just needs to be brought out. And I started doing English, and one of the English teachers says you should do something with. You're quite good, because I was good at writing poetry and writing stories and. Good with English. I was cause of reading books all my life in prison and writing letters and receiving letters, and I just got good at it. I got good at writing. And she says, do your higher English and then you can go for a degree, So I done it. Flew through it. I loved it. Sociology, loved it. Social policies and all that. Absolutely amazing. I fell right into it, Didn't finish it completely. You know what I mean? But the good thing about it was, there was a stage in my life in the jail, got in a fight with a guy, got hurt, and I ended up in the digger for 3 months. They couldn't press any charges because there was no real evidence, you know what I mean, but the way it happened, it was jail, you know what I mean. So I ended up in the digger for 3 months, solitary confinement, and that's where I ended up doing quite a lot of the work, and it killed the time and everything, and kept me focused on reality, Solitary confinement, I don't know how I managed to do it. I've done it so much and so all through my life. Quite a lot when I was really young. I would have done my first solitary confinement when I was 16, proper locked in a cell with nothing but a board. They call it the boards in Belfast. That was my first solitary confinement. And it was only 3 days at a time. So you'd do 3 days, and if you were really bad like me, you would do 3 days, and then they'd have to let you back up in the wing, but they would just find something that might be back down again for another 3 days. You could do 9 days and have an hour in the cell, and that would be them saying you were back in the wing. That's how they got around it. And the 3 months, it's all illegal. I've been held in solitary confinement illegally, you know what I mean? But what can I do about it? Especially in England, when I was in England, when I was 18. Loads of solitary confinement for long time, over the recommended time that you're meant to be in solitary confinement. But I think because of it, it's made me who I am, because I love life. I love everything. I love the grass. I love the sky. I've said this before. I just love life. I love being free. I love looking at that up there. You know, I love listening to the birds. You know, there are buzzards. You can hear. I don't know if you can hear them, but buzzards in the trees, and you know what I mean. It's like I've always been like that. Yeah, and I like being on my own. I love my own company. But sometimes it can be too much, you know. But I can. I like going out on my own with my dogs, but I need to be in the right frame of mind. If I'm not in the right frame of mind, then obviously, it's like I'm an overthinker. Yeah, that's one of my biggest problems. I'm an overthinker. I'm sort of getting on top of it now, but I didn't realise how bad it was. I didn't really know it was a thing, to be honest with you. I didn't know overthinking was actually a medical condition, you know. This was part of my life. But apparently it's quite a thing, and it's bad, and it is bad, you know. And then I realised, like, watching YouTube videos, because this is what the point of this was, like, I was in the house a long time, and I watched YouTube videos, and I watched people out walking and stuff, and that got me through it, you know. That's why I do this. But, you know, it hasn't been easy, but it's all good now. That's the main thing, you know. The good thing is it's all good now. I'm in a brilliant place right now, you know. And I think the lower you go, the higher you get. You know, if the lower that you go in life, the sadder you are, and the harder things are, then the happier you can become. You know, I think that's the plus side. You know, to anybody out there that's going through a really hard time right now, I promise you it will get better. But you've got to. It's not just going to get better on its own. You've got to like take that step. You know, that's what I had to do. I had to take a step in the right direction, like getting out and getting showering a bit more and looking after myself a bit more and getting out in the sun a bit more, and slowly I started feeling a bit better, slowly. And it does take a while, and it is hard work, and everybody's different, you know. Everybody is different, but everybody can get through it. I promise you that. No matter how bad you think things are, you know, it doesn't stay. And the problem is with things like that I find is that people don't realise when you're in that moment of depression and sadness and trauma, you think it's forever. You can't think that it's not going to last forever. And it's strange. It's hard. I know it might sound strange me saying that, but I don't know how else to explain it. But if you had that feeling where you knew it wasn't going to last, then it wouldn't be so bad. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be suffering as much, and that's the problem. But I'm on anybody that's out there suffering right now, I promise you it won't last. But you've got to help yourself, because nobody else is coming to help you. You know, nobody else is coming to help you guys. So you've got to make that push. You've got to try. You've got to lift that phone up and see if you can get help. You know, there is numbers out there you can help. You got the Citizens Advice Shop, and you phone them up and you tell them you're struggling with your mental health, and they'll give you phone numbers of phone, and you'll be people like me on the other end of that phone that's been through it. I'd like to think so anyway. But like I say, I'm on TikTok. If you want to get in touch with me, or X, it's Freedom Dad 73 and everything. So, and you want to send me a message, and I have no problem giving you my phone number so you can phone me, and or I can phone you, and we can have a chat. You know, definitely 100%. If you're struggling, you've lost somebody, and you know, and it's like one trauma after another, and you know, I think I can help you. Like, that's, you know, personally I think I can, you know. But you've got to want help. It's like the addiction. It's like wanting to give up smoking, you know. You've got to want to give up smoking. I'm actually giving up smoking myself at the minute. So the goal is to stop smoking before the baby's here, obviously. But I've been smoking since I've been about 9 or 10 years old, so it is really difficult. I've got a patch on, and the patch do work, you know, but I don't know, I think sometimes you get a wee bit immune to the patch after a couple of weeks and you start craving again. It's a strange one, and then when you come off the patches, it's just like stopping smoking without a patch. You know what I mean? Because you're just like, the patch is just a fag, innit? You know? The patch is just a fag, and you've got to stop the patches. So that's where my problem is coming off the patches. But I'm gonna, like I say, I'm one of them guys now that I don't give up. And I don't give up when I feel. You know what I mean? This is really important. I used to be like this. Once I feel that something, I would just completely give up. Now I try again, and I keep trying, and it doesn't matter how many times I feel it's something. If I want to do that, I will keep doing it until I do it. you know. And if I can't do it on my own, I'll ask for help. And that's the most important thing. You've got to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. In 2024, guys, we're all aware of mental health now. There's no need to worry about people not understanding or having to explain everything. You know, it's a new time. And I think people are starting to realise that there's no help out there, you know. Especially in the working class communities. Like I say, if your daughter or son starts self-harming, you're talking at least 2 years to see a mental health team. So they're going to be 2 years older, you know. Oh, it's just heartbreaking, you know what I mean? And it's getting worse and worse. And it's overwhelmed. They are overwhelmed, but they can, I don't know what the answer is. You know, they should be spending these billions that they're spending on Ukraine and Israel and immigrants that are coming in, the economic ones that are just coming in for the benefits, you know. I can't imagine what that is. Like, it's definitely over 10 billion. It could be close to 20 billion that we could have back in this country. And that's just what we know. You know, there's a lot more that arms and legs and branches that come off what I've just said that cost, you know, the other costs like crime that these people are committing and holding them in jail and everything. It all costs money. Lawyers, legal aid, they all get legal aid, so it all costs more money as well. You know, that's not really being counted, I don't think. So if we counted everything, the cost of everything that's going on, you know, we would be able to employ more mental health teams, you know. They say that all these people are coming over there, doctors and nurses. Where are they? When are they going to start? That's what I want to know. Are they in training or something? Are they learning to speak English first? I don't know. But we've got a serious problem in our hospitals right now. We've got a serious problem with the NHS across the board. And like I say, it's only us that's feeling it, the working class guys and girls. We're feeling it here, so we are, big time. And Britain used to be such a great country, and everybody thinks Britain's a great country, but it's not a great country anymore. It really isn't. People are leaving, people are talking about leaving. It's a horrible country now, it really is. Like, people don't recognise their own towns anymore. You know, everywhere you go, there's people speaking foreign languages, and it doesn't feel like home anymore. And you call me racist if you want, you know what I mean, or call me whatever you want. I mean, I'm past caring, but this is the feeling of the people. This is what the people. I'm putting it a lot simpler, and I don't know. You know, what I'm hearing is a lot stronger and harder when I'm telling you. People are really, really angry. That's the common denominator, anger. Anger. People are angry. Fucking hell, man. Well, I've seen a video, somebody passed a video on to me, and it was really, really interesting. It was about citizens arresting and all that, and getting the power back. I'm really interested in that. Arresting judges and all that, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's an avenue I'm going to look down at, like, because they're getting away with doing murder. They've got the protection of the Labour government, some of these people, you know what I mean? And they're all protected. The House of Lords, we know who these are. We know who they are. There's Rungians and the top Acklands in our government, proper Rungians that should be in prison, that are being protected. That Stormer's one of the biggest ones. Like, there's no two ways about it. You know, his carry on with Jimmy Savile and all that, you know what I mean? And there's no way he's not involved in all that. He knows more than he's letting on, and that's horrible. He's in charge of our country, and he's complicit, you know what I mean, in the harming of our children. He's complicit, and it's, you know, we don't have the evidence just yet, but I know guys are working really hard right now. There's loads of guys that are working really hard, a lot cleverer guys than me, digging very deep, questioning, going out and interviewing people. But we will get to the bottom of it. We will expose the government, you know what I mean? If we can't get the government out anyway legally, that, like, because nobody wants them here, nobody wants the government in some power, nobody. I mean nobody, apart from the minorities. It's only people, because, and I seen a video the other day of, I'll take you to the waterfall. I seen a video the other day of an in-man, and the reason, what he was saying was, "Craig, come on you, that's dirty." What he was saying was, the reason why they support the left and Labour is because they're the stupidest, they're the dumbest. The reason why they would never, because and you can see that, that's clear. You know what I mean? There's no two ways about it. They look at our government as idiots because they know what they're going to do. They know what their plans are, you know. We know what their plans are, but yet the government are still... Stay girl, come here, stay. Good girl. Okay, cross now, cross. Good girl. Yeah, I'm not going to go on and on about it, guys. You know, we're all thinking and believing the same stuff right now. Everybody's on the same page, you know. And the government can, Starmer can give out and read his wee statements out all he wants. He's fooling nobody. The whole nation. Like, I promise you this, right? I promise you this, people. Starmer can't show his face anywhere in this country. There's not a town or a city or a village that he would be welcomed. Anywhere he went, he would be slagged, he would be shouted at, people would probably throw eggs at him, right? And I know that for a fact. Imagine having a Prime Minister that can't even go out and see the people. What does that tell you? What does that tell you, you know? You'll not see Starmer walking about any communities, or going out to any community school. Now, mark my words, right? Mark my words in this one. And if it does, it'll be, he'll sneak into somewhere, and they'll get all the immigrants and all the Muslim guys and all the imams and all the minorities, you know, and they'll gather them all in, and they'll all be like, Starmer, you're my hero. But they don't represent us. Come and see the people, Mr. Starmer. Come to the people, and you'll see the truth. You know, 18 million people never voted. 18 million people never voted, and a lot of people voted Labour because they weren't aware. They didn't know what they know now. And I don't know many people I spoke to who voted Labour said they've made the biggest mistake in their lives, and they're so sorry. They've apologised to me. You know what I mean? Because they've seen my videos and that, and they're like, I voted Labour. I'm sorry, you know? I mean, you don't need to apologise. You know what I mean? You really don't, because it's true. They don't need to apologise. You know what I mean? It's an easy mistake to make. You know, if you're not aware of your politics and you don't look into it, you know, you trust your politicians to have your best interests at heart. You trust them, don't you? So why should you look into it? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they're politicians. It's the Prime Minister of Great Britain. Why would he not be representing everybody in Great Britain? You wouldn't imagine that our Prime Minister is only going to represent one side of the community. You know what I mean? Because that's exactly what he's doing. You've seen that in Northern Ireland when he went over and he's seen the minorities. Didn't speak to one single person. Just called everybody racist. That's how bright he is. Can you see how stupid he is of a man? You know, Northern Ireland. I've done a video before, guys. You guys have seen it. You know what I mean? Fucking 40 years of conflict. Tommy Robinson's bringing Protestants and Catholics together. We're seeing Red Handy Ulsters and Union Jacks and tricolours together for the first time in my life. First time ever, and he didn't even mention it. So can you understand that he's not interested in British people? Can you see what I'm saying? Now, you know, everything's there for you to see of who that man really is and what he's all about. And I promise you, once he's destroyed this country, he will leave. Once he's given this country over and they pass the keys at 10 Downing Street over to the minorities, then, you know, that's when he'll leave. He'll have his house in the Barbados, or he'll probably move to America, something like that. But, you know, he's going to have a bit of a time of it in his life, I can assure you, because people are really, really angry at what he's done. And a lot of people aren't going to forget. The kids, even the kids, are starting to get involved in politics. And they're even showing distaste and this, you know, we never have kids involved in politics. You know, kids aren't political, but all of a sudden they are. I see them, I've spoke to them. Young men and women who do not want to see their country going the way Starmer's doing it, you know. And I tell you what's going to happen, you know. If our government, not Northern Ireland, but in Scotland, if they start trying to do that, carry on, we will remove that government. We will vote in a right-wing government. And we will put a fucking wall across the border of Scotland. So we will. And we'll give them England. Let you have it. Good luck to you. You know what I mean? And see any of you English boys and girls, you're most likely to be welcome in Scotland and Northern Ireland. Because Northern Ireland and Ireland will be the safest places in the whole of this region shortly in the next 10 years. You know, because it's let's be honest. You know what I mean? These guys aren't. They're not here to blend in and like interrogate. We can see that they're segregated. They're not integrated. You know, they want us to change everything to go their way. They want our women to cover up. You know, they're not even allowed advertising boards up with a woman showing about a shoulder. Fucking hell, man! This is our country. You stop pay 3 women in the sun. All that's going to go. Everything that we are used to is going to go. You know what I mean? It's all going to go. And while that's happening, our children will keep on getting abused, and the government will keep on protecting the men doing it, as we've seen with the grooming gangs. You know, social work, the government, counsellors, all protecting these men. A token handful here and there they put in jail, but let hundreds away. 1,200, 12 or 1,400 girls, children, abused in one town. That's just one town, and I know 10 towns with equally as horrific crimes committed against children. You know, this isn't a blip. This isn't a wee phase. This is serious child abuse on a scale that we have never seen in this country before. Never seen it apart from Westminster when they were doing it with the kids from children's homes, Savile and all his mates, in the 70s and 80s. You know, we've never seen nothing on this scale before, and it's not getting any better. You know, you see the guys coming over in the boats and they're hanging about parks, fucking videoing people, videoing kids. You've seen that. We've seen the proof. The first place they go is the parks with their carryouts, their drink. You know, hanging about the parks. They're no shy. And then when they get done for it, the judges are letting them off because he didn't know it was illegal. Didn't know it was illegal. You didn't know that 12-year-old girl she wasn't ready to be with a grown man. What? Are you serious? So that's where we're at. That's what people are seeing, and that's why people are angry. How long do you honestly think Labour Party are going to get away with this for? You know? How long do you really think they're going to do it? You know, I know the protests will be small because people are scared. Obviously, the way they've got, they're hammering people. Come here, Billy. Come here, girl. The way they're hammering people. But like, you know, that fear's going to go. You know what I mean? Because people are going to be so angry. Come here, girl. People are going to be so angry that they're not going to care. They're not going to care. They're going to make sure their family are good, their kids are good, and they're going to go. I'm going to go and protest for you. And if I don't come back, I don't come back. That's what they'll say. If I go to jail today, I'll go to jail today. At least you know what I went to jail for. You know, and these boys will organise themselves in jail. Believe you me. Believe you me, they will organise. They will get family members and friends, and they will all organise, and you'll get one big massive thing. There's already a couple started. Unite the North. One to keep an eye on. Unite the North. You know, you'll get that in TikTok, guys. And that's the north of England and Scotland they're talking about. They're not just talking about England. Unite the North. That's the whole of the North of Great Britain. You know, fair play to them, boys. Because that's what we need. You know, and we're stronger in numbers, and they can knock us up. And we'll just keep filling them jails up, so we will. I know that. Because that's the way we are. Remember the Battle of the Somme? Scottish men and Irish men that died in that battle first. They were the first over that wall and into the German firing lines. And it wasn't because the English commanders or generals told them to. What happened was, these men arrived at the battlefield and went, where are they? And the commanders went, they were that way. And they went, right, let's go. And that's the kind of men the Scottish and the Irish are, you know. And please don't take anything from that about, yeah, you're right, if you're English. You know, please, I'm not saying that, you know, we're all as brave with each other. But I'm just saying, you know, there, you know, a lot of brave men in Scotland and Ireland. And Stormer's forgot that. He really has, like, he's forgot how many brave men are in this country. And he's also, he's want to realise as well, none of us are joining the army. None of us are fighting for this country. Because what are we fighting for? Who are we fighting for? You know? All the white English guys and Irish guys going to go and fight a war, leave their women and kids. When all the other people aren't, they all still going to stay here because they're not going to fight for our country. You know what I mean? They're here for one reason and one reason only. Well, a couple of reasons. But they're fighting for our country, believe you me. There's not one part of them that they say they're British. They're either, if they're from Pakistan, they're Pakistan. That's it. They're not. There's not them. You get one or two, you know what I mean, and it's good to see. But you know, it's the majority will not fight for this country. So we won't be fighting either. And this he's going to see that. He's going to. So what's he going to? He's going to jail people for not going to war, as well as jailing people for protests, and you know what I mean, and also jailing people for Facebook posts. Can you see the situation he's going to get into? He's going to jail everybody. You can't jail everybody. It's impossible. It's impossible to jail everybody. You know. But we've got to fill these jails first. You know what I mean, guys? Unfortunately, we're going to have to fill these jails with good guys. You know, and I'll probably be one of them. You know, unfortunately, because yeah, they won't miss me. You know what I mean? But like I say, we can do this. I'm pretty confident. Like I'm pretty confident in my brothers and sisters in this great nation. You know, we're not going to be walked over. We're not going to be treated like second-class citizens any longer, I don't think. You know, we've seen the two-tier, extreme two-tier by the police, the government, and the judges. So yeah, they've shown their hand. So I think it's time that we show our hand, guys. Well, that's the walk over. I don't really want to give my location away, you know, because there's a lot of bad people out there. But have a good day, guys, and I'll get a wee video tomorrow.